Anti-transgender rhetoric is on the rise within the Republican Party, from conservative commentator Michael Knowles suggesting transgender people should be eradicated, to Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene's, Republican Georgia, anti-trans Twitter rant following the recent Nashville school mass shooting. The latest example of brazen anti-trans language comes from former President Donald Trump's son, Donald Trump Jr., on an episode of the Full Send podcast. Former GOP prosecutor Ron Filipkowski shared a clip of the Mega Airs rant Sunday, writing, "Junior claims he has trans friends and is pretty liberal on the trans issue, but he's tired of rainbow-haired teachers forcing 3-year-olds to become trans." In the video, he also claims to be fairly liberal on the issue, despite suggesting his father's recent New York indictment serves to distract from the Nashville shooting. "I have trans friends, I don't care what they do as an adult. But you push it on children and I got a serious problem with it," Junior said, before asserting parents are permanently mutilating their kids' bodies. Per PBS, kids who persistently question the sex they were designated at birth are often referred to specialty clinics providing gender-confirming care, which typically begins with a psychological evaluation to determine whether the children have gender dysphoria, or distress caused when gender identity doesn't match a person's assigned sex. Furthermore, PBS reports, children who meet clinical guidelines are first offered medication that temporarily blocks puberty. This treatment is designed for youngsters diagnosed with gender dysphoria who have been counseled with their families and are mature enough to understand what the regimen entails. The medication isn't started until youngsters show early signs of puberty, enlargement of breasts or testicles. This typically occurs around age 8 to 13 for girls and a year or two later for boys. Co-director of Seattle Children's Hospital's Gender Clinic, Dr. Gina Sequeira noted, guidelines recommend starting these when kids are mature enough to make informed medical decisions. That is typically around age 16. And parents' consent is typically required. Additionally, according to PBS, studies show the treatment can improve kids' well-being, including reducing depression and suicidal behavior. Luke Zaleski, "I have friends that are blank. And they're the good ones. But the bad ones I decide who they are by making up a boogeyman." Matthew J. Elliott, "I am also tired of things that never happen." Agatha, "Just curious, so how many cases of rainbow-haired teachers forcing 3-year-olds to become trans are there? Just so we're clear on what reality looks like." El Pepe, "What 3-year-old goes to school?" Brian Brewer, "When I was young my brother and I were in the backseat of my parents' car when a car full of rainbow-haired teachers cut us off, grabbed my brother from the car, and took off. We found him a week later. Long story short, I now have a sister." At Tracy RC60, "I don't understand these obsessions with things that aren't even, well, a thing." At Giselle Dobson, "Junior has friends?" Sure. Annie Hudson, "Ah yes, I remember my days at school as a 3 years old. I excelled at potty training and transgender studies. And Autumn, "Now I'm sad I never had a rainbow-haired teacher." Ian Smith, "The people interested in kids' sexuality are usually Republicans, not teachers."